Hey there, and welcome. So, what if I told you that you could unlock the very foundation of a beautiful, expressive language with just 20 words? Yeah, I know, it sounds a little too good to be true, right? But stick with me, because in the next few minutes, we're going to see exactly how 20 simple verbs are the key to starting hundreds of real conversations in Italian. You ready to start this adventure? Let's go.
Essere o non essere, to be or not to be? That is the question. And just like that, you've already understood the very first and probably the most important verb on our list. See? You're already on your way.
No, really, it's true. You've already got the most important word in Italian in your back pocket. This just goes to show you're not starting from scratch here. You're actually starting with a solid foundation. So let's build on that and see just how far we can get. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the two verbs that are the absolute core of the language. Then we'll get into how to express your wants and your needs. From there, we'll jump into actions and interactions, get you ready to explore an Italian town, and finally, we'll unleash your brand new linguistic superpower.
Okay, first up, the core two. You know, every great building needs a solid foundation. Well, in Italian, that foundation is built with just two verbs that describe being and having. Let's really nail these, and you'll have the bedrock of the entire language locked in place.
Let's begin with essere. Go ahead and say it with me. Essere. Perfect. This is the verb of existence, of identity. It's how you talk about who you are, where you're from, what you do. It is absolutely fundamental.
All right, here is your first big secret to sounding more Italian. See those pronouns on the left? In a real conversation, you're almost always going to drop them. So instead of saying io sono, you just say sono. It's so much more fluid and natural. Just listen to the rhythm of the verb. Sono, sei, siamo, siete, sono. It's got a nice flow, right?
And here's a perfect example of what I mean. Notice there's no tu, no you in there. The verb sei already tells us who we're talking to. Sei di nuovo in ritardo. You're late again. That is exactly how you'd hear it on the streets of Rome.
Our second core verb is avere. Let's hear it. Avere. Now this means to have, and yeah, it's about possession, but what's really cool is that Italians also use it to express feelings and needs, like saying you're hungry or thirsty. Now here's another little pronunciation secret, this time for avere. See that letter H at the start of most of these? It is completely, totally silent. So you just say o, I, a, abbiamo, avete, hanno. It might feel a little weird at first, but trust me, it's a super simple rule to remember.
And this is where avere gets really, really interesting. Hai voglia di un aperitivo? Literally, that means, do you have the desire for an aperitivo? It's a perfect example of how Italian uses to have to talk about what you feel and what you want, not just what you own. Pretty clever, huh? Before we move on, let's clear up something that trips up a lot of learners. You've got essere and another verb, stare. They can both translate to be. But here's the simple trick. Essere is for permanent things, your identity, your nationality. Sono americano, I am American. Stare is for temporary conditions, how you're feeling right now. Come stai? How are you? So just think, permanent versus temporary. That's the whole secret.
Okay, awesome. We've laid our foundation. Now it's time to put up the walls. This is where we start to express our intentions. What do you want to do? What must you do? What can you do? These next verbs, well, they're your linguistic power tools.
So meet your new best friends, the power verbs. You've got potere, to be able, volere, to want, dovere, to have to, and sapere, to know. The real magic here is that these verbs team up with almost any other verb out there to unlock a massive range of expression.
Let's see them in action. Devo scappare means I have to run. See the formula? You just take a form of dovere, I must, and you pop another verb right after it. Devo mangiare, I must eat. Devo studiare, I must study. Boom. Just like that, you're building complex and really useful sentences. So now we can describe who we are, what we have, and what we intend to do. You know what's next? Let's start a conversation. This next set of verbs is the engine that really drives a dialogue, letting you truly engage with the people around you.
These 5 verbs are pretty much the heart of communication. We've got fare, to do or make, dire, to say or tell, parlare, to speak, dare, to give, and sentire, to hear or feel. They let you ask, tell, listen, and share. Basically, they turn a monologue into a real dialogue.
And right here, we see the magic of combining our new tools. We take può from our power verb potere, which means can you, and we add our new action verb parlare, to speak. Scusi, può parlare più lentamente? This might just be the single most useful sentence any language learner can ever know. And guess what? You can say it right now.
You are doing great. Now, let's get you out of the hypothetical and onto the piazza. I want you to imagine you're there, navigating the beautiful, winding streets of Rome or Florence. These next verbs, they're your compass and your map. These are the verbs that get things done. We've got verbs for movement, like andare, to go, and venire, to come. We have verbs for interacting with stuff, like prendere, to take, and mettere, to put. And then verbs for just taking in your world, like vedere, to see, and trovare, to find. They are all about action.
And just think about the power a sentence like this gives you. Dove trovo una farmacia? Where do I find a pharmacy? With this one simple verb, trovare, you can navigate a brand new city, find an amazing restaurant, or just ask for directions back to your hotel. I mean, that is real-world empowerment.
Okay, let's just take a step back for a second and look at what we've just accomplished here. In just a few minutes, you've basically been handed the keys to an entire linguistic kingdom.
That's the number, 20. Just 20 essential verbs that form the absolute backbone of everyday Italian. With these 20 words, you've unlocked the potential for hundreds, maybe even thousands of unique sentences and conversations. It's incredible.
But look, the most important takeaway is this. You haven't just memorized a list of words, you've acquired a toolkit for communication. Right now, you have the ability to introduce yourself, to ask for what you need, to make plans with friends, and to find your way around a new city. You are ready to start a real conversation.
Because in the end, that's what language is all about, isn't it? It's not about memorizing lists. It's about connecting with other people. So I'm going to leave you with a question. Now that you have this linguistic superpower, how many conversations will you start? A presto.